All right, good night, good night, guys. How are you tonight? All right, so I'm doing the live tonight because I want to just answer some questions that persons may have as it relates to our program. So that's what I'm going to be doing the live about tonight. I see one person joining me. Um, Let me know who is joining. Is that Chinora Green? All right, welcome, Chinora. Let me know where you're joining from. Let me know where you are joining from. I see two persons. Let me know where you're joining from, guys. Tonight we're talking about the ICM Wellness, the Boston Institute of Natural Medicine diploma in Indigenous Caribbean Medicine. As some of you know, we would have launched that program. And this evening, I'm going to be talking about that. And I'll be looking at some of the unique features of the course. Who is this course best suited for? Um, you know, where to start. And of course, you can ask any questions you have. And Nicola from Florida. Hey, Nicola, how are you? All right, so thank you guys for joining us. Just waiting for a few more persons. You can maybe share it with a few more persons. So we're going to be talking about the ICM Wellness Marketplace. I'll be talking about that as well, which is one of the sectors, one of the 7 sectors of our ecosystem. And so we have created an ecosystem that we believe is going to be necessary for the spreading of herbal knowledge. And tonight I'll talk about the ecosystem and the different components of the ecosystem and why they are important. You know, there's and I'll talk also about Indigenous Caribbean medicine and how it is that it differs from Western herbalism. Welcome, Sammy T. All right, so just send it out to some more folks. Whatever questions you have, then this is a platform to ask it on. Um, Tonight we're going to be talking about the ICM Wellness Marketplace platform. We're going to be talking about the course. I'm going to be talking about how the course was designed, what are the features of the course for those persons who are thinking to start. Good night, SG. Where is a good place to start? I'm not going into all of them. If you watch the launch, then you would have seen me talking about the challenges that I had in becoming a herbalist and how difficult it was for me to become a herbalist. And so I've pretty much packed a lot of those challenges that I've had. I've pretty much packed a lot of the solutions into the course. And this course is also designed for persons who want to start earning right away, who want to jump in, who want to get in, maybe who are looking for a change of profession, changing what they've been doing into something that's fulfilling and lucrative and something that they're going to enjoy, something that's going to edify them. So I'm going to be talking about that tonight. Let me just go to our website, ICM Wellness Marketplace.com. ICM Wellness Marketplace.com. So this is what the site looks like for those of you who've never been there. And these are the courses that are offered. And I'm going to be talking about the courses, the module 1, the module 2, the module 3, the module 4, the module 5, the module 6. I'm going to be talking about them and giving you a breakdown um, of what each course is about, what they focus on, and if you want to get started, how you can get started, what's the best way to get started. This tonight's video is really going to be for persons who want to know about the course because we've gotten so many questions, and I thought it more effective to actually do a video talking about the course and talking about different the different features of the course. All right, so if you're watching us on Facebook, then welcome. If you're watching us on Instagram, then welcome. It's really nice to have you. And we're going to be going into tonight's presentation. All right, we're going to be going into tonight's presentation. All right, so I'm just waiting for a few more persons to jump on. Let me see who is there now. All right, so I want to apologize for the fact that I've not been doing the videos as consistently as I want to, because I've been so sold out and focused on this course and seeing that everything is in place for it. All right, so we've launched the program before. This is actually we've launched it before, and we have had some hiccups along the way. We've had to change the platform that we were using about 2 or 3 times to what we're on now, and that was because there are a number of key features that we're looking for to be effective that wasn't on those platforms, that we have now found them on the platform that we have. So I believe that this is going to be our home, and PayHip is the platform that we're using, and it allows us to do so much. All right, as I said, guys, go ahead and share the video if you can. So we basically launched the program, and when we launched the program, for us to be effective, the course is basically focused on about 6 different, what we call industries. 6 possible industries that persons could go into right away and start earning, because I see this course as a course that is an investment. A lot of persons are going to school, and I guarantee you, a lot of them that are going to school are going to graduate, and they are not going to be in a job, because we're in the advent of AI. As long as you live, there are going to be persons who are going to be more naturally inclined. There are going to be persons who are inclined to getting their medicine from plants, especially as we move into the technological age. There are persons who are going to be like that. And even though natural medicine has come under a lot of challenge and will come under a lot of challenge, the fact that the raw material is available and it comes from the wild means that there will always be persons in natural medicine. This form of medicine has been around for millennia, and it will continue to be around as long as we have plants available. It will continue to be around. So it's going to be a very, very effective and lucrative and rewarding and fulfilling space to be. Now, let me start by talking about Western herbalism, and of course, if you have any questions, guys, you can ask them. Now, I'm initially trained in Western herbalism, and I want to make a distinction between Western herbalism and indigenous Caribbean medicine. Even for those persons who have been trained, a lot of us, our training was in Western herbalism. And Western herbalism, first of all, the herbal medica, the material that persons are trained to use, all the raw material that we're trained to use, is based on the herbs that has to come from America. And so there are very good herbalists out there, there are very few herbalists who can actually practice using the herbs that comes from the Caribbean and comes from the Caribbean region. This is one of the main reasons why we started this program, because we believe that as people from the Caribbean who live and grow in the Caribbean, we need to be skillful and knowledgeable in knowing how to use herbs that is available to us. All right. Hey, Chinor, how are you? So we need to have that. And so there's no course that you're going to do out there. There's no herbalist course that I know of, I may be wrong, that actually is focused on teaching you how to use herbs, majoring or focusing on herbs from Jamaica and the rest of the Caribbean. There's no course out there. Most persons who do natural medicine, the training that they get is around herbs that they have to import, because even though some of these herbs grow in Jamaica, the training that they get is not designed to help them to identify the herbs that are here. All right, so that's number one. And that is a big problem, because if something should happen where persons could not import herbs, it means that those persons would not have the help. Sean, Jamwan, International, how are you doing, Sean? And so it's very important for us to know what we have. The next reason is that there are so many powerful herbs in Jamaica. In recent times, Jamaica is one of the most sought after. I'm gonna talk to you, Sean. I'm gonna talk to you after. There are many herbs that are grown in Jamaica that are in demand all over the world, and these herbs are not known by us who live here. I don't know who Sean is. Sean Jamwan International. I don't know who that is. I might know it by a different name. So it's important. Now, the next thing is that Western herbalism approaches herb similar to how Western medicine approaches herb. And that is from the standpoint of death. There's no emphasis on teaching herbalists to know herbs in their life state, to know herbs what they look for in their life. And so that is also one of the emphasis, because when our ancestors were teaching us about herbs, they spent a lot of time teaching us about, bringing us into the field, teaching us what the herbs look like when they're green, helping us to know what they look like. And I can speak from example. And I just learned about herbalism. Okay. I think I know who John one is now. All right, Kirby. I think I know who John one is now. So it's very important that we do this course. Now I'm gonna go to the screen share. I'm gonna show you what exactly this course is. And so what we did was that when we created the course, we created the course in modules. All right, we created the course in modules. And we created the course in modules because we know that there are some persons that, what should I say now, that would want particular knowledge that is relevant to them where they are right now. All right? So that's what we use to design the course. So let me, and again, the course is designed based on the industry. So let me just go and show you what the screen look like. All right, so these are the courses. First of all, let me just show you, this is our website. So the ICM Wellness Marketplace was designed as one of the ecosystems that would support the overall vision of what we do. So if it is that we have indigenous Caribbean medicine products, we're going to need somewhere to make those products available to persons. And that is where ICM comes in. ICM stands for Indigenous Caribbean Medicine Wellness Marketplace. So we created a marketplace, and that marketplace will have digital products. So these are some digital products. This is the chart that we have for persons who want to learn herbs. I'm going to talk about this when we go into one of the modules. This chart basically teaches anyone to know the medicinal use of a herb, even without knowing the name of the herb. That's what this chart is designed to do. because our ancestors was able to teach us the medicinal benefits. They had skills to identify the medicinal benefits of plant that they didn't know the name of. It was, they were the ones who gave the plant names, but they were able to determine the medicinal use of the plants before they knew the name of the plants. So this chart captures that particular body of knowledge, the system that they used. This chart, this video, this product is actually a tutorial video that you can go to our website, go to digital products and click it, and it teaches you how to create a powerful detox, right? So for persons, especially who live abroad, who we can't do it for them, what I've done is I've created a video showing you how you can do it and how you can get it. This is another powerful video again. This is the ultimate gallbladder and liver flush, and so many persons know about this cleanse. This is for $15.99, and this is the knowledge. When you come to us, we charge somewhere about $50 US to make it. So we sell the product for $50, but we sell you the knowledge of $15. So you can get the knowledge and you can learn to do it by yourself. Then we have supplements. And I'll talk more about the supplements. We have a wide range of supplements, ranging from weight loss, or weight management, sorry, to male health, female health, cardiovascular health, digestive health, brain health, a host of products. I mean, we have dozens of products that you can go to our website if you're having problem, and I'll go through some of these another time. We have products of spirulina for bone problems, multivitamins. We have collagen for persons who are aging, who have issues with their ear, issues with their skin, with their bone. We have that. We have moringa as a capsule, it's moringa powder. We have a colon cleanse for persons who need cleanse. Male potent pro for male health. If you're having male issues, this is the product for that. We have skin, hair, skin, and nail for women who are in menopause. I mean, tonight is not to talk about that, but I'll talk about it another time. Then we have the online consultations. So for persons who want to book a consultation, they can go there. These are products that we've made available, and there's more to come. So we have a whole bunch of products. We needed a platform to make it available to our people. And so this is one of the ecosystems that allows us to do that. And then we have the courses. That's what we're going to be talking about tonight. Don't want to confuse anybody. That's what we're going to be talking about tonight. Let me just stop to see if there's anybody asking any questions. Chinora says it's a good skill. It's a good skill to have, doctor, but my issue is people don't believe, and who do believe can't afford it or don't want to bother. So who will the course benefit? Well, I don't know. Hi, Patricia. So this may be your reality, but this is not my reality. I have persons who have trained. There's one guy, there are persons who are trained right now who are earning. There are persons who are doing this part-time who are earning the equivalent to what they're earning in their monthly salary. All right? So there are persons who are basically doing it, who are earning. And I'll talk to you if talk to you about that, how that works. All right? I'll talk to you about how that works. All right, so let's go back to our screen and let's talk some more about the Boston Institute. So this is the first program that we have, and this is, there are more courses to come. There's two more that I'm gonna add. And I'll talk about those two. So, but this is the first course. You can click on it and it gives you a breakdown. Now, this is the introduction to indigenous Caribbean medicine. And this is unit 1. So this module consists of 3 units. All right. So it's, and each unit, once you purchase the program, you have access to unit 1. 7 days after you purchase the program, unit 2 is going to become available. And 7 days after, Unit 3 is going to become available. So, so Module 1 is going to take about 3 weeks for a person to do. 3 weeks. Even though it's going to take about 3 weeks, because each unit takes about a week, you really can work at your own pace, because there's no set time. You have 1 week, any day of the week you want to. You have to go in and you have to finish each lesson. So each lesson is going to consist of a video, which is a viewing assignment, and then a quiz. Once you do that, it's now going to make Unit 2 available to you in 7 days' time. All right? So that's how it works. So Introduction to Indigenous Caribbean Medicine. This unit, this module basically gives you an overview of what is Indigenous Caribbean medicine. It explains it, and it gives you the background of Indigenous Caribbean medicine. All right. In Unit 2, we look at the contribution of well-known herbalists from Jamaica, because we want persons to understand that Jamaican herbalists have impacted the world. It's just that we haven't featured them. Let me just stop this to just talk a little bit about that, because just recently we had our Heroes Day celebration, and one of the persons that wasn't featured, and I don't know why, is a lady by the name of, because if you go to the University of the West Indies, there's actually a hall named after her. But we don't believe that is enough because of what she has done. And we believe that she should be more highlighted. We believe that she should be more recognized. And this is, of course, Mary C. Cole. All right? Mary C. Cole. And when we talk about Mary C. Cole, they would want us to know that the nursing that Mary C. Cole practiced was nursing that was based on herbs. They would want us to believe that what she did was nursing that is similar to modern nursing, or nursing that was similar to Florence Nightingale. The nursing that Mary C. Cole practiced was based on herbalism, because Mary C. Cole was taught by her mother. And because her mother was a herbalist, what she learned from her mother was herbal skills. And she worked on an international level and utilized her skills to save the lives of thousands of soldiers during the Crimean War. So, I mean, the Queen of England recognized her so much that she basically took care of her to the point of her death. You can imagine, she received an award, or she received a recognition from England that has not yet been given to her here in Jamaica. Imagine. So that's what Module 1 goes into that. It sets the stage of talking about the work of those persons who did pioneering work in herbalism. All right? And so we talk about that. We also talk about herbalism and its practice in Jamaica. What influenced the Caribs, the Tainos, the Africans, all of those indigenous people, how their influences affected medicine at the time. And so that's what this course is about, gives a beautiful backdrop of herbalism. And so for persons who want to start out with a firm foundation in what exactly is Indigenous Caribbean medicine, and I talk a lot about the difference between Indigenous Caribbean medicine and Western herbalism, and why it is that even if you've been trained in Western herbalism, why this would be a good course for you. The second module is Module 2, the therapeutic uses of Caribbean herbs. And in this particular module, we talk about the herbal actions, the actions of herbs, and how those actions impact different systems of the body. And so this is where the course really starts from, the medicinal knowledge, I should say, starts from, because this is where you get to understand when to use a particular herb, when to use a particular herb, And so, for example, we talk about the integumentary system. The integumentary system is the system that has to do with the skin. And for example, when we talk about that system, we talk about anodynes or painkillers, and how painkillers affect the integumentary system more than anywhere in the body. And so if it is that you're having pain, you would know what type of herbs. And we give examples. So not only do we talk about anodynes, or not only do we talk about herb actions, we give at least 5 plant examples of each herb. So we're going to be looking at about 12 different systems. So by looking at 12 systems and giving 5 examples of plants, you can do the math. You would have learned at least 60 plants just by going through this system. 5 plants. Those 5 plants could literally make up or constitute the raw material that you use in your herbal practice. So if it is that you want to start your herbal knowledge training and you don't believe that the historical knowledge is important to you, then module 2 is the best place to start. Now, please bear in mind that each module is built upon the previous knowledge. Each module is built upon the previous knowledge. Because in order to become a herbalist, in order to become a herbalist, based on our training, you are going to need what we call bodies of knowledge. You're going to need different bodies of knowledge. And so because you're going to need different bodies of knowledge, we've arranged the course in modules that capture each body of knowledge that you need. All right? So you're going to need bodies of knowledge. So the first body of knowledge you're going to need is plant actions and which system of the body those plant actions have dominating control over before you go anywhere. All right? Many people are under the misconception that what they need to know is a lot of herbs by name, guinea hen and chain root and sarsaparilla. And there are some herbalists who teach like that. But here's the problem. If you learn about herbalism by plant names and you don't know why I choose that particular plant, you're going to always have to come back to me asking me why I use that plant and not that plant. Right? Why did I use that plant and not that plant? Versus if you know the plant actions, then guess what happens? Then you will know what actions you're looking for in order to obtain the healing results that you want. So if it is that, for example, you can't get a particular plant, let us say, and let me use an example. A lot of persons hear about, for example, dog blood. And most persons know that dog blood, and most persons use dog blood, I should say, for gynecological issues. They know that it is used, but they don't know why it is used. So for them, they would know what to use if they didn't have dog blood. Because the way you learned medicine was that you learned medicine by learning the name of a number of plants. And so that is very limiting, because if you were in a part of the world where you didn't have access to dog blood and you had gynecological issues, you would know what to do. So it's not really effective to teach about herbs like that. What's more effective is to teach about the action that you want from the herb. And so one of the actions that most persons seek from herbs, like dog blood, is what we call uterines. Uterines are herbs that increase blood flow to the pelvic area. Right? Now, if you know that, then you would also know when not to use dog blood, because if you're having heavy bleeding, for example, then you don't need to use dog blood, because dog blood increases blood flow. What you need to do is to stop the blood flow from the pelvic area. If you're a male and you're having erection issues, you're going to need a plant with that particular action. You're going to need a plant to stimulate blood to the pelvic area, especially if you have heart problems. Because most herbs that men take for boosting sexual performance are herbs that increase blood circulation all over the body. You don't want that. You don't want a herb to increase blood all over the body because you're having heart problem. What you may want is a herb to increase blood to the pelvic area, and even more so, there are bloods, if you're a male, that increase blood flow, particularly to the penis. Good? So, what we teach is not so much herbs by name. What we teach is the actions of the herb. Now, when you know the actions of the herb, it prepares you for module 3. So if it is that you want to learn to make medicine, that you want to formulate medicine, that you want to make your own medicine for yourself, for your family, then starting at module 2 is what I would recommend. Because it sets the foundation. There's a chart that you're going to learn, and after a while it becomes second nature to you. That once you hear about a particular problem, you don't think herb, you should be thinking herbal action. So that's, as a matter of fact, that's one way to know if you've gotten it wrong. If when you hear about stomach problem, what comes to your mind is a herb, then you've learned it incorrectly. What should come to your mind is herb action. Because herb action is what the plant is telling you that it has. And so in our training, what we teach persons to do is we teach persons how to do 2 things. 1, to interpret what the body is saying that it needs. 1. And then 2, to match it to what plants say that they have. If you are successful or if you are skillful, good night, Chief, I was trying to call you. If you are successful in being able to match what herbs say that they have with what the body tissues say that they need, then you will become successful as a herbalist, or you will become successful as a good herbalist. That is the skill that you learn for the rest of your life. Being more acute, being more accurate in knowing what herbs will provide the cells with what it needs. Because what happens is that the body speaks to us. The body tells us what it needs. And plants tell us what they have. If you learn as a herbalist to determine what the body needs, and I can give you an example. Let's use the example of somebody who has, for example, 2 persons have a cough. And what I'm going to explain to you, I don't want to deviate, but I want to explain to you. I want to give you a good example. 2 persons may have a problem, and they take the same medicine, and a number of things happen. 1, it worked for one, it didn't work for the other, or it worked differently for one person than how it worked for the other person. All right? Because originally, in natural medicine was not designed for you to just go and see a herbalist and buy a medicine like how it's done now. Herbalism was done by going to a herbalist, consulting with a herbalist, and that herbalist would ask you questions to determine what your body needs, and then they would use that knowledge to find the plant to provide what the body needs. So let's go to the example. 2 persons have a coughing problem. So they say, boy, I have a coughing problem. What herbs should I take? And somebody say, okay, a good herb for coughing is John Charles. That's the person who approaches it from the perspective of herbs. The person who approaches it from the perspective of actions would ask a totally different set of questions. Because the person is going to formulate the medicine based on the needs of the cells. So you're going to ask questions to determine the needs of the cells. You're going to ask questions, yes, the person is coughing, but what happens when you cough? Is it dry? Or are you coughing up mucus? Because that's going to determine what herbs go into that formulation. Because both persons can be coughing, but one can have a dry cough while one has a cough where they're coughing up mucus. Two of them have coughing, but it's two different herbs or formulation of herbs that will be needed. So that's just to give you an idea. So actions. So one has dry coughing, one is coughing up mucus. So one needs a herb that will soothe the stomach, and one and also anti-convulsive. So that's what the coughing is about. And so they need something to moisten. So all that information is what's going to guide the herbalist. And that is the reason why we don't teach herbs by name. We teach herbalism by teaching the actions of the herb. So in module 2, that's what we talk about. We look at the 12 major systems of the body, and we look at the herbal actions that have more power over those systems. So that's module 2. Let's look at module 3. So I'm basically trying to help you guys, those of you who want to do the course, and I'm saying that you should. I would recommend that you start from the beginning. But whereas I'm saying that I do understand that there are persons who may be practicing already, who just need some knowledge, and we're going to go into formulations, who just need some knowledge that will help them right where they are, even though they might start from the beginning. So the next thing I'm saying to persons is that you don't have to do one module at a time. All right? For that reason, you don't have to do one module at a time. So here's what you can do. You can do module, let's go back to the modules. You can do module 1 because these units come out every 7 days, and you can actually start module 2. So if you think you can carry 2 modules for the week, you can do it. If you think you can carry 3 modules for the week, you can do it. If you think you can carry 4 modules for the week, you can do it. If you think you can do 5 modules, so the amount of modules that you do simultaneously determines how long the course is. Because some person asked me, how long is the course? So let's look on module 2, for example. Module 2 is about 10 weeks, 9 weeks. All right? 9 units, 1 module is a week. So this is going to be 9 weeks. All right? And this is going to teach you how to understand the different systems of the body and which herb has direct has more overpowering over that particular system. Let's look at module 3. Module 3 goes into identifying plants. So we look at identification of plants, how to identify plants. Then we look at how to harvest herbs. So for somebody who wants to harvest herbs, let me just shut this off. I can talk to you. For somebody who wants to harvest herbs, module 3 is where you need to start from. Again, you can get medicine from somebody, same medicine sometimes, same plant, and the result is different because one person reaped the medicine at the right time and another person reaped the medicine at the wrong time. One person's medicine was grown in the right soil type for that particular plant. Another person harvested the plant from a soil type that was not good for that particular plant. So in that course, we actually teach you how to harvest plants, when to harvest plants, and what to look for in harvesting plants that are healthy. Now, just like when you are not sick, when you are sick, you are not at your best. You go to work, and they say, I notice you're not working as you would normally work. What's wrong with you? Oh, I'm sick. Well, just like when you are sick, you don't function at your optimal. When plants are not healthy, they are not at their optimal. And so, just like how we need to know sick persons, sick animals, we need to know plants that are sick, that shouldn't be harvested, that shouldn't be used to make medicine. That module is where we start that bit of information, that bit of education. So for persons who want to learn to harvest plants when to harvest plants, when not to harvest plants, and also what parts of the plant can be harvested when. Because when you harvest plants for the root is different from when you harvest plants for the bark. It's also different from when you harvest plants for the leaves and the flowers. Different parts of the plants also carry different medicinal concentration. So we go into that. We talk about the different medicinal concentration of the plant and how that is determined, when do you know to use a particular part of the plant. All of that is in Module 3. We go into that in Module 3. So if you have any questions, you can put them on the chat. I'll answer them. But I'm going through how to determine the best program for you. Where do you start in our program? What's the best part for you, the best module for you to get started from? All right, so then we go into categorization of herbs. Now, so there's part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5, part 6. And then unit number 29, we give you a list of about 120 Jamaican herbs that you can use in your practice. We're not going to make it difficult for you to try to find herbs that you need in order to build your practice. We tell you, we give you a list that you can start from. You can build on it, but we give you a list that you can start from. Now, our ancestors, as I said earlier on, they were able to determine how to determine the medicinal use of a plant without knowing its name. Module 3 is where we teach that knowledge. So our bodies was built as a lab to touch plants, to taste plants, and to know medicinally what the plant is used for. We also go into the chemistry of the plant, because if you're a medical doctor, if you're a medical personnel, we don't just want to use ancient knowledge. We want to use modern science to confirm that. So we go into a whole list of phytochemicals that help us to identify the chemicals that are responsible for the taste. Right? Our ancestors didn't know these chemicals by name. They only knew bitter. But our modern scientists now knows the different chemical groups that are responsible for bitter. And this knowledge better helps those persons who work with prescription drugs. It guides you as to how to work with persons who are taking prescription medication. And so that module is designed to offer that bit of training. So very, very important. And then we go into module 4. Then we go to module 4. Now, in module 4, we look at formulations, herb formulations, and I give you examples of them, teaching you, I do demonstration videos teaching you how to make an infusion, how to make a decoction, how to make an oil, infused oil, herbal ointment, herbal syrups, herbal capsules. I do a video tutorial teaching you how to do all of these. But herbal formulations is very important because we share with you how to build a formula. So in actually building a herbal formula, there are steps that you go through, right? There are steps that you go through that you're going to use, depend a lot on the knowledge in module 3. So you're going to use a lot of the knowledge in module 3 to determine how to build a formula. So we share with you the different parts of the formula. How many herbs goes into a formula and why these herbs go into the formula. So the formula, we go into different parts of the formula. How do you sit down and build a formulation? How do you build a formula for diabetes? How do you build a formula for high blood pressure? How do you build a formula with the right dosage and so on? That is what that particular module is about. And we're talking about using Jamaican and Caribbean herbs, as well as any herbs, for a matter of fact. Because the knowledge that you learn is applicable. I want my people, I have Chief Kojo on the line, and I think, Kojo, correct me, I think you're in Ghana. I think you're in Ghana. And by the way, that's where I want to go next. I want to visit the continent, the motherland of Africa, because Africa has so much to offer. So many powerful herbs are in Africa. And so what I'm teaching you, you can apply it to the use of African herbs. You can apply it to the use of herb anywhere in the world. Because the idea is that after COVID, after the pandemic, I realized that in a time of crisis, what we're always going to have is what is available to us, and that is the plants. And so, if I were to teach you about guinea hen and the effective of guinea hen against the pandemic, then you're going to be under the illusion that you need to ship guinea hen from Jamaica to where you are to get better, to make a formulation. When you understand that what the herbal actions that you are looking for, you will be trained to identify that herbal action in and around you. I've been to Laos, and I remember when I went to Laos, it took me 2 weeks to gather raw material to start making medicines for persons, filled with herbs. Hey, I was in Florida, and it took me 2 weeks to go into the wild and to determine what raw material. After 2 weeks, I was able to make medicine. I went to New York, and after 2 weeks, without getting any herbs from Jamaica, I was able to start making medicine. So the knowledge that I want to share with you is how to become resourceful and effective as a herbalist in being able to make medicine from what is around you, what's available to you. Our ancestors, when they came from Africa, as soon as they came to Jamaica, it was noticed that they were able to identify foods and they were able to make medicine from what was around them. They didn't bring any herb with them from Africa. They were stolen, they were captured. But they were able to do just that. They were able to do just that. And so it is that ancient knowledge that I share with you in this course, indigenous Caribbean medicine, because I'm of the firm belief that it is full time for the Caribbean to have its brand and its flavor of medicine. We have a medicine that is uniquely, distinctively Caribbean because it comprises of the knowledge base. It comprises of the knowledge base of the colonizers as well as the indigenous people. So we have a very unique, distinctive flavor of medicine that we have used for years that I believe it is full time for us to organize and package in a way whereby we can help ourselves and help our people. So that is module 4. Then we have module 5. So let's go to module 5. I'll share with you what module 5 talks about. Now, module 5 and module 6, that's module 4. Let's go to module 5. In module 5, we start to introduce you to our frequency medicine, or what we call electromagnetic frequency medicine. Now, before we do that, we go into the vitamins. Vitamins. We talk about the use of vitamins, how to use vitamins therapeutically. So we talk about the vitamins part 1, vitamins, supplements, and minerals part 2. We talk about B complexes. We talk about oil-soluble vitamins. We go into all that. Indigenous nutrition science, we go into that. The use of alkaline indigenous vegetable. We go into quantum evaluations. Now, quantum evaluations is where we go into quantum medicine. Now, quantum medicine, another name for quantum medicine is frequency medicine. Now, as practitioners, we use a host of devices and machines that help us to help people to get better. Right? If anybody has ever come to one of our clinics, we use a machine that helps us to know when the body is off balance. And from module 5, that's what we begin to teach our students. We begin to teach you how to use a machine to determine when persons are off balance and how to put them on balance. And right now we have a mentoring program where there are persons who have purchased the machine. If you're watching, we have a program where I'm able to stay right where I'm at and work remotely. So I'm able to stay where I am and to see persons remotely to help them in determining whether they are off balance or not. And so there are persons who just started the program, and there are persons who are doing the program who are involved in the mentoring, who we are helping to do that. And we're helping them to do that to help them even to pay for the course. So they are earning. Those persons that are doing that will be earning while they are learning. All right? So that's module 5. And then we have module 6. Then we have module 6. So let's go to module 6. And this is module 6. And module 6 goes further into quantum evaluations, looking at the gallbladder, the pancreatic, the kidney, the lungs, the brain, the bone, rheumatoid, so on. And there's going to be a module, part 3, which will continue that. And then there's also going to be a module 4. Module 8. Module 7 and module 8. And module 8 will go into jurisprudence, which is the legal and ethical realms in which to practice and to function. And so there are a lot of legal implications. As I said, that funny that we're making this knowledge available, because in the not so distant future, we're not going to be able to do that. They are going to find ways to ban us from doing that. On our website, we do have a number. As a matter of fact, right now what they're doing is they are reducing our ability to make available medicine to persons. A lot of persons who need medicines, what they are now doing is that they are forcing us to reduce the medicine, the potency of it, to food grade. So if it is that you're going to benefit, you're going to have to take a lot more because the potency has been reduced. And in some cases, on some medicines, they're preventing us all together from promoting them. I know that for a lot of people who are having fertility issues, they have prevented us from making available a lot of the fertility products. We have to label them differently. We have to call them by different names. We have to use all different types of gymnastics to communicate their use to persons, because they're already making it difficult for us to make available products that promote fertility, products that help people with weight management. They're also restricting our ability to do that. And so for a number of medicines, for a number of products that persons need, they may have to know how to make it, because it won't be available ready-made anymore. And so that is one of the reasons why the course is so effective, because regulations are becoming more stricter and stringent in preventing us from making this knowledge available to persons. I pretty much don't know how long this course will be available online. We'll try to make it available as long as we can. We're going to try to share this knowledge with as much persons as we can before it will not be available anymore. Because it's just becoming impossible for us to make this available. In America, some schools have to go in U.S. territories. They have to make all type of adjustments to make their training available, especially if the training is effective. So that is just to help you guys to determine the best product, the best program. That would be a good place for you to start. I don't know if I did a good job in presenting them, or if persons have any more questions. Do you have any questions? You can go ahead and ask your questions. Our website is icmwellnessmarketplace.net. icmwellnessmarketplace.net. Let me just type it here. icmwellnessmarketplace.net. Right, so that is the website that you need to go to if you want to get enrolled in our program. As I said, also we do have excellent products on our website. That was also another of the sectors that we talked about, because we knew that if we were to help persons, by training them, and persons are not skilled enough to make their own herbal compounds, that they would need access to good products. And so that is the reason why we established one of our sector, which is the Boston Hallelujah Lifestyle Botanicals. And Hallelujah Lifestyle Botanicals is what we have established to make available to persons who want to go into practice and want good products. They can have access to them right away. So if it is that you wanted to have products for the persons that you are seeing and you're not able to make them as yet, then we do have products that you can recommend that will assist them in their health endeavors. So that is one of the sectors that we have also established. So we've established quite a number. We've established what I call 7 sectors. 7 sectors. And the 7 sectors are designed to help us fulfill our mandate. So the first sector is the Boston Institute of Natural Medicine, which is designed to train persons. Then we have the International Guild of Indigenous Caribbean Medicine, which is a guild that is designed to offer peer-to-peer certification to persons after they finish the program, or for persons who have been trained who want to be a part of a body and organization that they can be accountable to. Then we have the ICM Wellness Marketplace, which is the platform that we use to make available all the products that we've created. Then we have Hallelujah Lifestyle Botanicals, which is designed to formulate and to make available health products for persons who want to boost their health. Then we have the Hallelujah Lifestyle Wellness Centers, which are clinics. These are clinics that our persons can walk into. And I should say the Hallelujah Lifestyle Wellness Center and proxies, because we do have persons that are not clinics, but they have machines. So persons can go to them, and through those proxies, we can in fact assess persons to determine the state of their health so that we can better help them. Then we have the Kinder Wellness Community, which is a community that we have formed for like-minded persons to be a part of. And then we have the 876 Herbs, which is another sector that will be rolling out very soon. And that now is designed to make available to persons in the diaspora our herbs, Caribbean herbs, Jamaican herbs, that is sustainably harvested, that is harvested using good practices to ensure that we don't harm the environment, and to ensure that you're getting the best herb raw material available, and so that you can improve your health. So those are the 7 sectors of the Hallelujah Lifestyle Wellness ecosystem, and these sectors are designed to help us fulfill our mandate. And it is also designed to help you to provide support for you, to provide assistance for you, and to help you to become the best herbalist or healthcare provider that you would want to become. Any questions before we close off, guys? Any questions? Any questions? All right, no questions. All right, I really wanted to keep this presentation to about an hour. Didn't want to go over that. What I'm going to say is that I'm going to try to do more sessions like these that will give persons insight and more information. And so I'm going to be doing more sessions like this to talk about the products that we have and to take questions, so answer questions that persons may have as it relates to their health and as it relates to what's happening to them. Are there any questions? Anybody have any questions that they want to ask before we go? So for persons who have their quantum analyzer, I see vitality trends on. Remember this Saturday, we will be doing our workshop for those persons who actually have their quantum and want to go into practice. This workshop is designed for persons who want to go into practice, who have their machine already, and who want to go into practice. I'm going to be working with them to do just that. All right, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Hope tonight's webinar was of benefit to you, and hope it clarified some of the questions that you had. And I'm hoping to see you in class. Bye-bye.